Right.
Yes. Yeah.
That keep you there. You're not bothering anybody. Maybe it's because you're looking too slow.
I'm trying to make you do it.
You can do that. Because a lot of things happen in Finland. It's frozen.
Well, I saved it already, so I can just.
How for this one?
It lets me move this, so maybe it just. Cause I already seen it on the ASB, so I can just.
Maya's is jumping out.
This is a copy of this.
It's a jumping up program.
Yeah, and then you can also version up or mess with the original code.
You just love pulling that out.
Yeah, Photoshop.
Okay, and then we're waiting for everybody to get on the same page. Let's go ahead and bring up a legal character reference, so we know what kind of textures we're looking for. So something with something with a face and some sort of clothing on there.
I'm just going to go with the basic one. Also, rocks can break.
Yeah.
You can't do that in very long too.
Yeah, right.
You don't want to do this. Ow.
Okay, everybody have their character up? Character references, Photoshop. All right, awesome, cool. So let's get started here. All right, so what we're gonna start with is the face, the very top here. So most of us already have color on the head here. Excellent, that's good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something called UV mapping. Basically, it's getting the mesh so that it can lay flat. And once we have it flat, we can place a texture on there, and Maya knows how to read the texture and map it onto the 3D object here. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is we'll make sure we have our smooth preview off so we can see our edges a little more clearly. All right, I'm going to go into edge mode. And then I'm going to open up the hyper shader. So hyper shader is usually this blue button right here. If for any reason that's not showing, you can always go into Windows, General Rendering Editors, and Hypershade right here as well. Cool. Alright, so we got the hypershader up, and this is where we're going to plug in our textures. So let's keep that in mind. Let's leave that up. And then the second menu we're going to pull up. We're going to go over here, up here to UV at the very top. If you don't see UV, then we should come to this drop box in the upper corner here. It says anything other than modeling, such as rigging, animation, FX, rendering, etc. We're going to click the drop arrow and take it back to modeling, and it'll bring up our UV menu. So you don't see, does anybody not see UV menu up very top? Yeah. Cool. Cool. All right, so UV editor. All right, so everybody have their UV editor up and ready.
That's not cool enough for me, to tell you the truth. I found the UV, but the UV shell.
So UV editor.
Oh wait. I thought you were talking about. I right clicked it.
No.
That's good.
So what am I supposed to be clicking on here? The being stupid.
Okay. No, it'll look different. It'll look different depending on how you build your the head of your character here.
Was that from here?
You said select the head first, correct?
Yeah, yeah. So when you select the head, the shells for the head pop up in the UV editor. All right. So our next step, after we got that popped up, we're looking at our head in 2D mode and 3D mode. Let's go back to UV menu. Let's come down to camera based. Let's hit camera based. And after we hit camera based, it's going to automatically create a UV shell that's based on the way it looks in the camera. Was it selected?
not even in 3D at all.
Looks like it's all one.
Look at it.
Try to get-
It's on a 2D plane.
Yeah, let's, oh, okay, because we'd like to go to media again. No, no, no.
Cool. All right. So you got two separate pieces. So you have to do this
What's the
process.
head,
It's
what's
supposed to
the
be
head,
bigger.
and the neck,
Yeah. So it did. It did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
and the back, go to media
You
editor.
just, we only need the facial region.
And then you go to media
Cool.
again.
All right. And then let's do camera base on the head there.
And then go down
It's
to
already-
camera base.
that's what I
and
wrote.
click the box. Yeah,
My
camera
leg.
base.
Oh, man.
Wait, what? It's
But it looks so weird. Like this looks 3D, well ours is.
Ours is only a half.
2D. Yeah.
no, not three. Let's get one again.
Stupid ass.
Is that just? Is that one cylinder?
I'm gonna get you in the second game. I'm gonna find a new lane.
love him so much.
You might be selling the hard house for now, but not forever.
Yeah, Such.
Zoom in.
It's, I
There.
have a crush on him.
Stupid stick.
Like, of all the people,
For some reason, so it's
so I had a whole character.
okay.
Everybody's just so
So
cool.
you're admitting that you're a furry.
No.
He's a bird, basically. Yes, that bird head. He's a little bird man.
All right, let's go face. Let's go face.
This other one was for
One of those
the
faces.
Just know, this one wears for the
I mean, like, he's like the only person out there I could say, like, he's like, I would do that.
Okay, so let's do.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like he has like a human body.
Yeah, he does, but like, he's still got like, a bird head though.
Oh,
Yeah, UV mid.
He's like,
Let's go to
I don't
camera.
want to imagine what goes on in the adventures with you two with that. Nah, I don't even want to imagine it goes.
I want like the action figure and plushie of him.
We might can find it on the internet. If we look
Yeah,
up
I'm
and see.
gonna buy it if I see it. Oh shit. Okay, it goes in boot. Well, I'll set you in here first. That way, you know, the NPIs looking at me, my camera.
Oh my God.
Like,
She's a fire.
she's a
Good job. Missed the first night. We go down there.
This is fine. We should pull it up.
Just have to get them all different. His Lego characters all connected together. Ours.
Well, let's go ahead and replace that cylinder with the new default cylinder.
Because like, look at like his compared to
And
ours.
then do the
Yeah.
camera base.
Like ours are like kind of
It's really
separate.
there.
The camera base option on there.
This,
My guy.
Alright, so camera base showing up.
Yeah.
it just looks like
It just, why
going
does
to
it
the
look like
side.
this? Is it because you?
Probably two different pieces.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So we just need the head, the cream part.
Okay.
And then yours work if you need it.
Just
Oh.
this part.
There we go. This is it.
Listen. Right.
Yikes.
You got a new cylinder on there?
Yes, sir.
Let's place it in.
Oh, just that.
Yeah, so it's.
What is? Oh.
Remember, mines are not smooth.
Yeah. I mean, you could just add
We
some
can do it.
vegetables on it real quick, and then you should look a little bit better.
And smooth to where?
Go to point of view, like press space, and then go to flat. Like press space, and then
Scale
back
down a little
space.
bit.
Yeah.
Scale position.
And then right click.
I want to say this before this happens, you know.
Because this helps you like change the point of view and stuff. That's how I was able to like.
Scale down.
Yeah, let's look at so like scale up.
Yeah, and then right click. And then
No, this is center. So, Z again?
that is weird. Okay.
Z again? Alright, let's hit the center.
This feels like I'm playing piano all over
Okay,
again.
well, just press space twice. Then. Okay, there we go. And is that black? Yeah, this is black. Go there, click that, and then press space again. Yeah, and then zoom in to the head.
Alright, and try the camera base on there.
And
So,
then go
we have
to
selected
here.
UV camera base.
And then click, click outside, like hold down, click and hold down and drag along it. And press shift while you're doing it, because that can move a straight line. And then it's just all
All right. So once we have a shell here, right, we're gonna start to skin this, so to speak.
Oh god.
So we're gonna make these seams. We wanna try to hide the seams, kind of like on clothing, right? We don't want the seams noticeable, right? So I'm gonna go to the back of his head. I'm gonna pick this edge loop directly behind where his face is going to be. Double click so I can select the whole edge loop. Now for everybody it'll be a little different. Some people have multiple pieces. Other people don't. So I'm gonna cut this behind here. That should flatten it out a little bit. And in order to make this cut, select edge loop, come back here to my UV editor, press and hold shift, press and hold right click. I'm gonna come down here to cut. Now if you hit that, you should see a bold line that outlines the border of one of your UV shells here. So where you just cut at. Alright, so to continue making it a little more flat, I'm going to go ahead and detach this top piece. I won't worry about it if you already have your top piece detached. It's a separate object. I don't worry about it at all. So I'm just going to make some cuts here. Detach that guy. So you go on the inside here. Do some more cutting. Press and hold shift, press and hold right click.
The cut's gonna be the tools, correct?
You hover over your UV editor, press and hold shift,
Yeah.
press and hold right click, and it's in the radial menu. Right here.
Now, I see it says cut tool, I just wanna make sure I'm selecting the right one.
What do you mean cut tool?
That's what my option says.
Oh good.
It says cut tool.
This is cut.
Oh dad. Dad.
Shut up.
It's like it's not showing like the same thing that it's showing. It's like where it's like highlighted.
So this goes to what the edges.
I should really choose like a piece. The basic model face.
Wait,
The edges.
Well, I need glasses.
Cut for you.
I'll ask that.
Maybe one edge in the back.
And that's all it does.
On top of
So
the
much
bottom.
time.
This is the front, you know, after the back. Let's go back to your UV editor. Pressing your shift.
Might be over the main concept test or something.
You said
Radio. So the options are simple.
you do that.
Good cut. So for you, just double click. As long as it's back. Cool. Let's make a cut there. Alright, and then cut off the top of the part, kind of like a can. Open up a can. Now let's get the bottom. So you got the top part cut off. Let's do the inside part.
Cut off when I put it. Because it's not, just leave it all the way down.
Oh, right there?
Yeah.
What we do, so this one part, let's try to cut that loose. Face it. Couple of too many cuts. Alright, so we select all the edges using our monkey selection. Do as close as we do this. We'll select all the edges. A little wider. There you go. Awesome. Okay, let's go back to our UV editor. Alright, let's press hold shift. Press hold real quick. And then other side, you see sub. Yeah. That's the opposite. Brings the edges back together. So that way it's similar. So this is all one piece, right? So what we're going to do is grab an edge loop, so we're right into it. We can attach this top piece. We'll grab an edge loop at the top, so we'll put that to that. And then we want an edge loop in the back. So let's put this back of the pin, back of the pin. So start with the edge loop. We'll cut that. Alright, and let's detach the top. So we'll double click. There. Just like Alright, let's grab this edge loop. Cut that. And then let's cut the bottom part too. Bottom edge.
Oh, so this is not like, you see in the street. See if this one's on.
Well, okay. Yeah. Cool. Alright, awesome.
Doesn't matter if it's just and just and all that stuff.
God damn it, JavaScript. Let's see. Okay, so that worked. That worked. Just stand by, because yours is already unfolded and everything. So we'll see how the face looks in the box.
So I'm on the cut team, but like so much information here.
We don't want to cut here. We want to select the edges and then do some shift. So one click cut. Alright, so let's hit Q. Go back to our selection tool. We want to select the edges in the 3D view.
So I press key but not doing anything.
So we have selection tool. Let's use Q first. So let's go to a 3D view. We can tumble around the head. Well, we use the editor as 2D. So 3D is what we use to model the head.
So back here.
Right.
Okay.
So then we want to select the edges we want to cut on the head.
Here.
So you start with the back of the head. Let's grab that edge that's directly behind
This.
the one that goes up and down.
Kind of vertical,
Yeah.
like this, I think. Like that. Yeah.
This.
Directly behind it. So
Yeah, like,
let's open it around some more so we can look right at the back of his head.
that's it.
Back of his head. That's the top. Great. Back of his head. Let's do that edge to really see it. Down.
You can go all the way down.
Double click the select edge.
Okay, so
Let's try it again.
You do like the front end. Or just the back?
Just the back. Okay, let's just do a try. So, go back to the editor, push in the shift, push the right click.
doesn't go right there.
And then cut. Okay, there it comes. Alright, and then now I can cut the top. Let's go to the bottom.
So I need to go back to this. Do the same thing.
We're going to cut off the top and the bottom if we can.
Oh, so I use this tool to do it.
No tool. So we'll just do it at the back of the head. So we're going to select the edge loop at the top. Top. So I'm going to cut off the top.
Oh,
That's it. Now we just deselect. So we just click on the empty space and deselect.
okay.
Empty space. Okay. And then let's select that top edge. Yeah. And here's the circle.
Oh.
Still click on this one. Let's click that. Alright, let's do the same thing for the bottom. Label characters?
Yeah, all of it. I can't believe you looking it's me now. Like,
Well, you have everything on, that's the reason why it looks like that.
3 assets, 2 props.
I was like, what, how does mine look like?
It's open me up like
I'm supposed to turn now. This?
Look on your screen. On your screen. Select the last one. And then the fourth one. And then sixth one. Some of the stuff. Yeah, that one. And the first one, this is like the first one.
No, I can see everything. I can see my mistakes. Because he's a pro. He's size. But the size, that's probably all just one shade.
So what about you?
Yeah, you went for you.
Like we put 2 shapes together. He only did it with 1.
So
I was thinking about that. I was like, is that
We're not on that level. It's okay.
actually, you could do it. They could do it that way.
Made the head like that,
Yeah.
even though like you were struggling with the whole other stuff with the Legos.
I mean, the pegs were part of the same, to be honest with you. Like, the heel was really. But
Like the whole
snapping,
thing is like just one shape. Like it's a cylinder.
Yeah, I mean, all you gotta do is just like put a edge loop in like the center of how big you want the piece to be, and then you can just select that face.
Okay,
Get
so-
rid of like
so-
the triangle faces, and then select that face. Pull it
Just
out,
open up the hypersphere.
extrude it,
Blue button.
Yeah.
and then yeah, there you go. And then you can just do it the same for the bottom, but then don't extrude it.
It's treated in.
Yeah.
You have to go in the other way. So going that way, you gotta go in.
I wasn't thinking like that. I was thinking that, oh, it's two pieces.
Mine is not even a pen. It's just this. It didn't give up.
But it said that yours was okay.
I think so, yeah.
Then my hair right too. Right.
Edge mode.
I'm not gonna take that long sitting down.
And then I got it as
Alright, and then it's
and then it's my cereal and it's
top,
like
across the bottom.
made by American
Once you get the cut,
chocolate.
so it's
What the heck am I? Am I safe?
Wait, I need to look up your zodiac. They have like a zodiac for
There's no shift. There's no right click.
I dodged it.
There's no shift.
You
There's no right click.
This is starting to get really ridiculous.
And then it's a cut. Here, it's a cuts. It's gonna pop up. So just close that. Just reselect the edge.
Okay, alright. Are you serious?
Alright, let's just go ahead and
You're not giving me this thing. That's okay. That's alright. Just still get like 3 other ones.
Well, newly,
cut back. There's a cut on the bottom. Well, you have to select the edges first, and the crumble view. So you know you selected it, so the crumble view. So, the model. Cut that, and then cut directly behind the stick. Okay, cool. Okay, so the top. So we can sit one. We're gonna cut this open if we can. So the other two.
Don't you understand? Because you're
Let's cut that. Right, so you same
That's not fair.
Did that to me, and now I did it to you.
But that's because we were both like in the same angle. That's different. You ran away so I couldn't see what I'm doing.
Oh my god. That stupid stomp down the back. Oh my goodness.
All right, cool. So once you got everything cut open like you can, so to make sure that everything's going to work well for you, once we start painting faces and all that jazz, well, actually, I got a couple more cuts to make. Hold on. Edge. All right, cool. So once everything is here, all the cuts are in place. Let's go to UV shell. All right, and if everything works, you should see separate parts here. So UV shell is something that we've cut off of the 3D piece here. So for instance, this outer part here is a UV shell. We've cut it separate from the top and the bottom here. Oh, right click, and it's in the upper left corner of the radial menu. Okay, so once I have the face separate on its own UV shell, then I can unfold it, which flattens out the UV maps for me, or the UV shell for me. So it's the same thing with cut. Press and hold shift, press and hold right click. We go to unfold and unfold again. And I should stretch it out. I can use my move tool.
Yeah, I gave you like a right to move.
Yeah, it's good. It means it's laying flat,
Okay.
right?
It gave me like an option box.
The option box.
Let's try it again. So,
Okay, time to.
let's select the UV shell. Wait. Select the UV shell. So right click.
Are you serious?
Then just regular right click. The UV shell. Right. Select the shell with the face. This is what it do. That one. Right. Then you shift. So right click. Unfold. Unfold again. So what you're doing is an option box next side. So we don't need to run out. Just pull that right in. Make sure you got that selected. Shift. Let's click. Unfold. And all the way over. All the way over. There.
This is the only find that game that they're playing that's like, it's kind of.
Unfold it, flatten out, do the click. Stuff on it.
rest of them too, or?
Yeah, let's go ahead and unfold the rest of it.
Oh, okay, like the top and bottom. Was one of the
yeah.
squares?
Okay.
I don't know how to do it.
Okay, and
Okay.
Yeah.
So like to press two, like do both of them at the same time. So you could just do like tab. And
Yeah.
like when you're like selecting two.
it's too late.
I
It
didn't. I just
Okay, cool. No, that works. So we just gotta pay attention to which face is gonna be.
Mine look like, what is those things? Those chocolate bars? No.
No.
Like Nutty Buddies. That's
Hmm.
what it looks like.
Wait. Ask you why is
So-
it like this? Because it's round all the way, and
Object mode, UV,
that is weird.
Camera
You
base.
see what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I think
stitch it
that's
together.
Damn, you pick up that.
Alright, let's go to edges.
Come on down. Come on down.
Let's cut off the wall. Edges are out, so let's cut off the top. Okay.
Nope. I'm right here. Nope.
And the bottom as well. And then right here.
Sorry.
Let's go to
That's
UV
not enough.
shell. So in the UV area, right click. UV shell. Let's see, there are a couple of different things. So that one. I hate you. Get unfold once. I hit you first. There you go. Cool. Alright, so. Perfect. Alright.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's go to object mode.
That's
Okay.
what the hell? Just keep on hitting me before you get the chance to find that.
Okay, nope. Like that.
Oh, you gotta.
You know that,
That's nice.
Oh, okay, cool. So let's go to UV.
Oh, my bad.
UV. So object mode.
What?
Let's go to camera base. Alright, cool. And then let's go to edges. At the top.
No. You're not giving me. It's not good. It's not good.
At the bottom.
See, like, that is when my camera board on. That's not fair. That's okay. I'm gonna fix all
Alright,
that.
then let's go to UV shells. So the middle part. UV.
Oh my god.
UV shells.
Stop. I'm gonna cheat.
So right click.
Here.
You just love standing at the
I
window.
don't care. I'm cheating.
No, just regular right click. Let's go to UV shell. Just make sure it's the center part selected. Okay, good work. It's already UV shells. Just click it, select it. Okay, and then it's on. Unfold. Unfold. You were there, yeah. Alright, cool. It works. Alright, so this is the top and bottom. It's not gonna make much of a difference, but it'll flatten out for you. Alright, yeah, so the other pieces as well. So unfold all the pieces there.
Okay, all right, so I already unfolded one. I'll fold the inner piece here. Over, top and the bottom at the same time. All right, cool. So everything lays flat. I don't have any sort of UV skins here, UV shells overlapping itself. All right, so to get it all to fit in this one square, so we can know where exactly to draw our face at. I'm gonna select all the shells here. Excuse me. Come down to layout, and layout again.
Was that a shift right click?
Yeah, shift right click. So layout underneath unfold, and layout again.
Layout UV.
Yeah, layout along. Yeah, just regular layout. It's the one on the bottom. The thing is, I think unfold does it automatically. Forget. Yeah, it does. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so we have all our shells, or who doesn't have shells fitting into just one square right here? Everybody has UV shells fitting into that one square there.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome.
Okay. You really just want to get back into the game. Let's see right now.
All right, cool. So next motion here. Come up here to which one was it? Just a second, guys. There we go. Okay. So image. So within the UV editor, we go to the image menu. We'll come down here to UV snapshot. All right, I'm going to go ahead and place this onto the desktop. So for file name, this is the throwaway file, so I'm going to leave it as out UV. I'm going to hit browse. This pops up. Click on my desktop.
Oh. We're going to that's what you say. You were gonna do this.
Okay, and type in your file name at the bottom, out UV, just something to remember, easy to pick up on.
I have like it saved like on my USB, so like it's not gonna like pop up unless it's like saved on the computer, right?
What do you already hit save?
No, like my file is on my USB, so like the way you're doing it is like on your desktop, right?
Yeah, so you hit browse, and then direct it to your desktop. Okay, so after you have it going to your desktop, let's select JPEG for the image format. We'll leave the size at 2048 for the X and Y. Lock aspect, edge color, we'll keep that white. Tiles, 1, 1, etc. That's okay. And then we'll hit apply and close. So basically, all we're changing is the where we're saving it at the very top, and the image format to JPEG.
I got all that, I'm just trying to figure out how do I save it to the desktop.
So browse, right? This window pops up,
Oh, I gotta try that.
and select desktop. And file name at the very bottom here.
Can you step back a little bit? Where did you, okay. Okay. I got this picture.
Okay, it's a good reference, but we're making a snapshot of our UV shell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it?
I don't know. How do I step back?
Okay, so image.
Okay.
No, in the UV editor,
Oh, right.
image menu,
Yeah.
UV snapshot. Oh, cool.
Do I need another picture?
No. So this is a snapshot of the UVs right here. So we're going to use this to make a picture of where we want everything to go. So let's name it. The default name is out UV. So let's type that in there. Yeah, once you have JPEG, desktop, apply and close. Then go ahead and find that image and open it up in Photoshop. All right, anybody else having trouble getting this snapshot to pop up? All right, Warren.
Show it up. Here.
Yeah, that's it.
What the hell?
Cool. All right, once you have it up in Photoshop, out UV.
So, I'm gonna cut the back of the head.
Now
Give me
what?
a cut
And
the
then
back.
go to Photoshop.
So let's go back to the top of here.
Like, when I come here, it's not here. So,
Um,
Like which,
I put it in here.
just scroll around the back of the
like
head.
search for it?
Like, see? Maya,
Right, so
Maya,
the edge you going up and down,
right there.
select that.
Wait, go here and then search for it. Search. Wait.
That.
Wait, you spelled it wrong?
There's no shift. There's no,
Then we found.
let's click on. Right, select all the UV shells. So switch UV shell one first.
Well, then did you just save it on the left
UV shell.
or desktop?
Just
Is it
right,
right? Just-
right click UV shell. Select all the shells.
Computer, don't mess with me. I'm not the one to be messed with. Computer!
Alright, then I'm
What did I say? Never come my friends. Make it so.
Alright, cool. Alright, and then while they're selected, go back to that folder.
The JPEG.
Click layout.
No, I had it as like whatever I didn't change
Layout
it.
again, bottom.
Maya, yes.
Awesome. Alright, now let's go up there, image.
Put it as JC.
I can't say that. Do you think? Why you do that? There's no that's not the end of Learn how to unblock.
Cool. Let's change which format to JPEG. Open that image in Photoshop. Okay, so once you have it open in Photoshop, let's go ahead and import our reference image into Photoshop, the same Photoshop file.
Like, I can't find it on my computer. Like, it's like, it's not working. What file did you put it as when you saved it? Did you have it as a JPEG or something?
I'm sorry, say what?
Like, I changed the name of it, but like, now, like, it's not showing up in my...
Did you save it to the desktop?
Well, I have it saved to my flash drive. Not my flash drive, but like my jump drive.
What did you name it?
Face.
Just face? Alright, we'll type in face in the search bar and see if it pops up.
Like image format, did you keep that as Maya
It's supposed to be JPEG.
There we go. That's the reason why.
Can you simply drag the file to the Photoshop area? That's what I just did.
I guess. As long as it, opens up, there's no like extra space around the image type of thing.
But I think it's not. What is it? Is this
Select the valid objects. Polygon subdivision.
Why would it not say?
Okay.
Does that say it's See, now you see my problem. I knew it wasn't crazy.
Okay.
I might be a little bit tense, but you're not crazy. Actually, I know you're wrong, all of it. It should be on. Still not.
I'm supposed to be next for that choice.
Cool. All right. Open reference.
I was going to say, sophisticated, but we can go back.
All right, cool. Anybody having trouble? Open up references in Photoshop.
You're gonna have to help us because, like, we're like,
I know how to do like references and like the Photoshop thing. I just need to find.
it's not showing up in the files or on the desktop.
Like I even tried to put it on like the desktop and it's not working.
Like,
I'm
is
an
going
expert
on?
at like it's not working.
because I didn't game people. I was focused.
I'm just gonna,
Like,
okay. It's a JPEG. Press browse. Okay. And you say go to desktop, and then that desktop over here. And then you just said name it however, it's gonna be like
Let
and
go.
then, press save. Let me just exit it first, and then,
Apply and close.
Oh,
wait,
So you see UV snapshot options, the box there.
options,
When
wait.
it's money.
Oh, okay.
Just that, you get the browse box, the browse button, right? Okay, so JPEG, let's hit, let's hit apply. Okay, so save it to desktop, and I just saw it pop up.
Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, now I can. Now it should show up here. Yep. And then you can just get the reference from like.
Online.
did not show up for me.
So now, let's select the head, and tumble view,
Oh, this?
in tumble view, so we need tumble view. Let's go to object. And let's try to turn out the image. Let's go back to image snapshot options here. Apply. Okay, and let's check the best.
Oh, there it is. Why not put like now?
And it's load up in Photoshop.
Yes, I want to overwrite it.
Okay, cool.
Alright, and then.
We'll get your references. Unfortunately.
Right over here. There we go.
Should I choose something?
We're put on the
Same file,
Shit,
yeah.
I was.
So same file, different layer. All right, so what I got here is emit wild style. So let's see. So the way I cut these UV maps here, I know this is the face area because I cut it right directly behind the head. So I'm guessing the face goes right about here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut out Emmett's face. So right about here. So you duplicate this, hide that.
Hold on a minute.
Delete everything but that. And just try to line it up on there as if it's like a sticker. A well-placed sticker.
Where did you go to the
Oh, so lasso tool. Sorry, I'm not sure if anybody is too unfamiliar with Photoshop here. So just to cut it out, lasso tool. Click and draw around the region I wanted. Right click, select inverse, hit delete. Delete everything else. Control D to deselect. And then V, our selection tool, to drag it on down here.
You said click on select inverse.
So once you outline the face, right click and select inverse. Either that or use your eraser tool to erase everything around it. Then move it in place. Move it in place. So I can move it down to get to trans. Hmm?
After you select the inverse.
Oh yeah. So delete. So delete key.
Oh my god, what is this?
All right. And then to move it in place, use your selection tool, and you can hit Control T to bring up your transforms. So scale it up, scale it down.
Why is life happening?
I'm just not too clear how you paste it. I know how to select the icon on Facebook. Just pasting it onto the app. Right. So I'm fine with outlining it. I'm just trying to paste it back.
Well, so it's delete the rest, just delete the place thing. Yeah, that, use a bigger eraser.
Oh.
That, or,
I thought you simply just like snatched it.
yeah, so let's right click, let's hit key selection tool. Here. Yeah. Right click. Let's just hit that thing. Let's hit that real quick. Alright, let's just hit delete.
Wait, what did you just do?
Undo it.
Alright, so let's deselect, Control D. Alright, and then Control T.
How is there cut things out?
I don't know, what is your layers? Alright, so we go. So let's right click on that. Let's right click on the thing. Let's go to rasterize layer. Top of the middle.
This alone will be so disappointing.
So
So you took everything I've taught you, and you didn't actually continue on
let's
doing
right
it?
click.
Yeah, it's just that what that would annoy.
Reverse.
Use it for any other class. Okay, so there's like.
There's Control Z. Here. One more time. Okay, and then let's hit the. There. Alright. Control D.
Enjoy this question and a little more.
Control T.
So cool. I don't want to get pieces of the hair.
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh, I don't know.
As far as yeah, we did that. That was cool.
Help me.
That's what's cool.
Help me.
Select this. And then click on the can. Right click and look.
Hey guys, it's me, Edit. Just wanted to tell you guys that I'm very happy that you guys came to my second movie. I hope you can make a third one.
Just circle it and right.
very small. key, and then we'll put that.
What even happens when somebody?
You can put this. You can put that. Papers, the web papers, papers.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I did it, but like, every time I do it, it does this. And it selects everything around it too. So like,
Hit the key.
well, oh wow.
So why is that not incorporated with the snapshot?
Oh. Oh, so we're supposed to put the snapshot here
I
first.
mean, you take a look at the front, right? You following anything, you should have slowed down.
Like, I was following you, but I didn't know that like you put it back there first, all that stuff. The only thing I saw was like you put like Emmett there and then something else. Because like I'm paying attention, like right when you start moving, I stop everything and start paying attention.
Okay, so open the snapshot first, and then put the reference image in there.
Okay. Do you need it as like a separate thing or something? Like trace it and then pop it up?
I guess that's what place.
So you already have your photo in here, so let's just cut the face out of the back.
Yeah, I had it from photography.
So this is supposed to be a little bit smaller. Would be inside of it like this.
No, it's all right.
Cut the face off. This face on where it would go.
Okay, so first apply, then last one.
So select like here, so inverse, select inverse. Right click, select the space. Select inverse. Delete. Face to face. So it's still linked. So okay. Just go down there, just right click and then your name. There you go.
Probably this best ever.
Do you have like a box around here?
That's it. Click on there. There we go. That's your eyes. Alright, then click on that. Then let's hit Control D to deselect. Control T to inside. Right.
Well, like, who was paying attention, we just didn't know that like we were supposed to have the image from the very beginning. So I'm going to redo that. Thank you. And then
Whole face,
we're
the front
gonna
of his
input
face,
it.
out of his face, and the back of his face. The back of his face.
We can resize it.
So the front of his face.
Yeah, I know that part.
Just
I'm
wanna
just
make
saying
it
like,
bigger,
Yeah.
please.
I just want to be big enough to
Okay. All right. What else can we get accomplished?
There we go.
All right. So once we have the face in a good spot here, all right, I want to open up another layer here. Go to my brush tool. Oh, goodness, I can't even go all the way down there. Let's see. All right, I'll do this instead. So, eyedrop tool. Click on it. Let's select black here. B for brush. You can use the brackets to make it bigger, or come up here, adjust your size. What I'm looking for is for a dot, just to cover both of his eyes here. Oh, another layer, so box with the plus sign down here.
Oh,
All right, I'll just call this face, just in case things get too complicated. So a new layer of face, I'm gonna draw in both the eyes.
Oh, he's just fixing it. He's just staring down. I have a dream about that movie. And like how when it was gonna work out, like silver shadows of that. It was so wacky.
they come out of nowhere. And it's from the hell
Very,
YouTube things.
I mean, like it was like Shanna was just like so hard for him, just came out and like and then like silver, he's like.
Yeah, tracing it on in.
Who do you think of? Oh. So he wants us to change
So,
around
if
it, but
This is a brush,
the brush.
right? Just a regular brush. Made a new layer and start tracing it in. All right. And if you need to change colors for the rest of their mouth, you can hit the eyedrop tool.
Have fun.
Sample color.
Oh, this is way too late. Not really small. Really small.
Just fixing it up so we don't have too many resolution errors.
Give a red lipstick.
This one right here, where I feel like.
That's fine. That's fine.
But we using that other tactic, all that stuff, I've been using crazy stuff. Like we do. I guess so. I guess we use like the colors just like right here. And trace it on like this one. So far.